The river wasn't supposed to remember. At least, that's what they told us when we were children. That the water carried your secrets away, washing over rocks and time alike, until they dissolved into nothing. But rivers have memories. I know that now. Because mine came back. It began the night my mother returned after being missing for 16 years. I was 17, living with my aunt in a remote mountain village just outside of Gangwon. It was the kind of place people didn't visit unless they were lost or hiding. My mother had vanished when I was a toddler, and no one ever really talked about it. She drowned, they said. A tragedy, they whispered. Her body was never found, just a muddy shoe by the riverside and a name added to a police report. I barely remembered her. Just the scent of lavender and a soft humming when she thought no one was listening. But on the night of my school's winter festival, when snow fell like ash and the moon was a slit of glass, my mother walked back into my life. She wore the same cream sweater from the photo on our mantel, only now it was threadbare, stained with something that looked like dried rust. Her eyes were sharp, too alert, and she had a stitched scar running down the side of her face. "Ara," she whispered, her voice hoarse. "It's time to come home." At first, I thought it was a dream. But my aunt went white when she saw her. She didn't scream. She didn't embrace her. She stepped back as if something toxic had crawled through the door. My mother smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "You didn't tell her, did you?" My aunt shook her head. She was better off not knowing. My mother looked at me then, really looked, and said, "There are things in this village. Things that watch, that wait. I need to show you before it's too late." We left that night. She took me to an abandoned house hidden deep in the woods, where moss had overtaken the roof and windows had been shattered by time. Inside, the air was musty and smelled of damp earth. The house creaked as if it still remembered footsteps from long ago. "This is where it started," she said, lighting an old oil lamp. Shadows danced on the walls, revealing hand-carved symbols along the beams. "You were born here." I blinked. "That's not what Auntie said." She lied. "For your protection." Then she took me into the cellar. There was a door at the far end of the cellar made of iron, with runes etched into it. It looked ancient, wrong, somehow, like it belonged somewhere else, like it didn't want to be found. "She came through this door," my mother said, her voice trembling. "The one who gave us everything. Who demanded something in return." I tried to ask what she meant, but she only whispered, "The river forgets, but the door remembers." Then, she opened it. The tunnel behind it was narrow and damp, the walls covered in black moss. We descended for what felt like hours, until we reached an underground chamber lit by blue flame. At the center was a stone pedestal and on it, a small box carved from bone. "She gave me a choice," my mother said. "To keep you safe, I had to give her a part of myself. That's why I left. To hold her back." I felt the air shift. The shadows moved. "She's waking," my mother said. "And you're the key now." That night, I dreamt of drowning. Not in water, but in memories. My own. Hers. My mother's. I saw her sacrifice, her body offered, her spirit split. I saw a girl just like me, staring into the void beyond that door. And I saw what stared back. When I awoke, my mother was gone again. But the box remained. And on it, a note in her handwriting. "If she comes for you, don't run. Remember." Back at school, everything felt warped. Teachers gave me strange looks. My classmates whispered behind their hands. Then one by one, they began disappearing. First, it was Ji-won. Then Sehyun. Then my math teacher. Each time, the river swelled unnaturally. Each time, I heard the same soft humming at night. I opened the box. Inside was a photograph of my mother holding a baby, but it wasn't me. It was another girl. Identical to me, but her eyes were all wrong. She wasn't smiling. Written on the back, "Only one can live." I confronted my aunt. She broke down. "You were a twin," she admitted. "Your sister was taken. Your mother made a deal to bring you back. But the deal was incomplete." "The other girl," I whispered. "She's still out there." My aunt nodded. "Or something wearing her face." That night, she never made it home. The police found her body near the river, her mouth filled with black water. The girl came soon after. She knocked on my door like a neighbor. She wore my face, my clothes, but her smile was carved too wide. Her eyes didn't blink. "You forgot me," she said. "But I never forgot you." She moved like a memory I'd buried deep. A shadow out of time. And as she stepped into the light, her skin flickered, once, twice, revealing something underneath. I'm taking back what's mine. The final night came quickly. I went back to the house. Down to the tunnel. To the door. She followed. We stood at the threshold, mirror images. One of us real. One of us cursed. The flame returned, and with it, the whispers. "Choose." She smiled. "She can't choose. Because we're the same." I stepped forward, box in hand. "I remember," I whispered. And I threw the box into the flame. She screamed, not in fear, but rage, as the fire swallowed her. The ground shook. The door began to close. I ran. The tunnel collapsed behind me. Now, the house is gone. The river is still. No one speaks of the missing. The police said they left, moved away. But I see their reflections sometimes, in water, in glass. Staring back. Waiting. I keep the scar on my arm covered. A mark from that night. A reminder. That even if the river forgets, I never will. What would you do if your mother returned after 16 years? Only to lead you into the darkest secret of your past. Would you open the door?